shit's about to go down. How's it, everybody? Welcome to another Crypto EMC Trade for a Living podcast. And I am saying Bitcoin update. There's a few things I want to do. So I'm going to try kill a couple of birds with one stone. So I'm going to refer to, for the paid members, the private group, the last market tactics report that I gave and I sent through. So we're going to be going through that chart. Those charts and that information as well. And then I'm going to convey that to Bitcoin where we are right now. This is, though, the weekly chart. It means nothing for us from a trader perspective. But with this momentum, I want to see if we can start getting in on some nice moves. It's still far cry away from targets at 105, thereabout, where this could take us to. Knowing fair well that tomorrow we'll have some FOMC news and stuff that's going to come out as well. So I want to make sure that we kind of get everything ticked over so that we're prepared for that. And then lastly, what I want to do is look at a couple of alts, Zcash, Camino Finance, and a few of those things as well. So that we're just sure that everything kind of gels together with the analysis and the thesis. Remember, predictions mean shit. It's if we can use this to make money, that's the key. Nothing I'm going to share here is financial advice, because I am just looking at the charts, conveying what I'm thinking is statistically the most probable play, and it's up to you, the trader, to make an informed decision. Right, let's get into this. So if we have a look at Bitcoin right now, weekly time frame, the one thing that I want to point out is that we do have hidden bullish divergence. Now, it's hidden for a reason, because it's normally not a really good visual bullish sign. So you've had the markets fall back in. We've had the markets lose pivotal support, which is important, guys. We cannot lose pivotal support if we want to be bear market bullish long term, which we've now done. We've lost pivotal support for Bitcoin. This means that that pivotal support that was lost now needs to be reclaimed and confirmed as, in fact, resistance, or reclaimed in the sense, if we get above it, turn it into support. So there's two options. Like always, it can either go up or down. But in both those scenarios where we are right now, if you want it to go down, it has to go up first. And if you want it to go up, it has to go up first. So we're sitting in a situation where being a bull makes more sense than being a bear. I've been saying that for the last 2 weeks since we were in this zone. Now, we're still in the buy zone for the bullish narrative, meaning this is just shakeout. Maybe we go make another week higher high, 130, 150. I don't know. Be optimistic. There's nothing wrong with that. So if that is the case, this is the buy zone for that. So we're still in that zone. You have not missed the bus. If you're a bear and you're saying, hey, I want to get out of this and I think it's going to go doom and gloom, Bitcoin to 30,000, Bitcoin to 10,000, whatever you want to, whatever you're prescribing to. In that case, you still need to confirm resistance. Okay. And then you need to delete hidden bullish divergence, which we haven't done just yet. Okay, so betting man in me, betting man in you. I'm going to go over to the comments real quick. Betting man Giovanni, Tisik, Renee, Basius. Betting man in you says, rather be a bull right now because we don't have any reason to suspect that we're going to go to the floor just yet. Okay. FOMC, and I know the macro outlook. When we go to the HODLer, the market tactics report, we're looking at the macro outlook. I'm saying FOMC is probably going to be a nothing burger, but it's going to create that relaxation in the market, which drives people to a sense of confidence, sense of safety. And that's why when the Fed pivots, reduce the interest rates. Okay, so you can have a look there. The federal funds rates, the black line. When the Fed reduces the rates, the green line is the S&P 500, the stock markets is a Fed. The stock markets keep on rallying, on making higher highs. Now, when the Fed brings it back down, the higher highs continue up till a point, and then there's normally a crisis. Now, each and every time there was a crisis after the rates got dropped. So what will the crisis be this time? I don't know. Don't know. But I do know from a trader point of view, you treat the trend as if it's going to last forever. So I don't know what the crisis is going to be. I don't know what the narrative of the news is going to be for whenever the stock markets and everything take a big hit. But I just know that we need to be mindful of that. And because of that, that's on its way. Short term, where we are right now, let's trade that, knowing that it's going to happen, which means do not buy and become a moon boy. Doesn't make sense to do that. That's all. All I'm saying. Just don't become a moon boy. Stanku, nice to see you from Slovenia. There's about 86 people joining live. I know I'm completely out of my normal time slot. For those taking time watching and tuning in right now, thanks so much, guys. Do me a solid, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Share the content with a friend. Let's get people out and in responsibly by giving them enough common sense information so that they can make good decisions. Because we all know this, like-minded people, when faced with the same information, going to come to the same conclusion. And that's all I'm trying to do here. Okay, so Bitcoin, weekly time frame, macro outlook, we kind of have an idea. We kind of know why I'm saying trade the bullish narrative, even though it does go against, the larger picture where I said, well, it's time to get the hell out. We're going to go lower. It's true, but that is not necessarily going to happen right now. Okay. Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame then, because this is now our trader point, because we need to get in on the moves, guys. So the 4-hour time frame, we were sitting in this imbalance. And as I was explaining in the Discord to you guys, I'm just going to scroll up, to this one. BTC, 90,400 was resistance. If you want to short it there. So let's go to the charts. Okay. This was then. So we moved up to that area, we consolidated, and we pushed through. What else did I say? Let's just scroll up. Maybe let's bring in some background music. This is very quiet here. Okay. There we go. This sounds a little bit more. It's Friday afternoon. So the analysis was simple. Now I'm scrolling. We were trying to get to, where's my last tweet regarding that? Oh, there's a lot of tweets. You can see I don't pre-prepare these things, okay? 88,500 looks like a good buy to hold for 99K, okay? And that's the play. There you have the info. You get it for free in the Discord. Just go there, go check it out, okay? So now that is playing out, 88.5, there's the area, good buy zone. Now that is playing out, we want to ride this bugger all the way to this level. And while that move is playing out, I want to make sure that I get responsible, good trading into that momentum. So how do I do that? The first way that I would suggest is use the point and figure chart. Now, the point and figure chart at this stage has moved so fast, there will probably be an overlap. You've seen this many times again. Massive moves require an overlap. So just like this happened, we overcreated, we will probably do exactly the same. Keep pushing to the upside and then come back down. So I don't want to see price now go and test critical support levels at 91.5 to give me that nice entry. It just doesn't make sense now. Okay? If you want this thing to hold, it needs to hold, and there needs to be momentum. People need to chase the price. It's as simple as that. Okay. Music, beer, and yeah, there you have it. Music, beer, and yeah. Okay. So we want this to hold. So now the nice tool that you can use is you can use the point and figure chart. You can study up on that. It's a volatility scale. It doesn't measure price. It measures price in relation to time over the amount of gains that it does. Okay. So if we stay in this price bracket, no new candles will print. It will literally only print once there's a little bit more. So if you read up on that. Alternatively, easier way to look at this then is to then go to the buddy indicator. You can get access to this indicator through many other ways. You can subscribe to my private Discord. I've launched it recently, realistically subscriptions. So there was 4 subscribers, 2 turned into lifetime members, and the third one is just subscribe. So I'm not pushing stuff really hard, but you can go and do that. You can find that in the navigation section. you can just there upgrade your access. There's a little button there. Oops, upgrade your access. And it takes you to the WAP page. It's as simple as that. So you can get the buddy indicator through there, or you go back to the Discord navigation and you can get part of the promotion that I have with Prime XBT at the moment. Okay, guys, so you'll qualify for 77% off your trading fees. That's an amazing discount, guys. It means where I would normally pay $140 to buy and sell a Bitcoin on leverage, now it's going to be like $20, $30 to $40. So it's a big saving. Follow the steps to qualify, claim your buddy indicator access. Okay. Now, how does it work? It colors the candle in, and it tells you whether you need to be bullish or bearish. It's as simple as that. And what you do with this, just the coloring of the candles, you can see it's orange when it's bearish, it's blue when it's bullish. Okay. All you need to do is you need to use the 3-candle rule. When it turns a candle blue, your stop's 3 candles back. And that's it. And you stay in the move until it changes orange or breaks trend. Now, I've shown you guys many ways to how it can break trend, and I'll show you this again. So let's go to a clean Bitcoin chart so you can just quickly follow with, and then I'll share you the setup, how you can enter on the move now, because it's one thing telling you what you should have, could have done. It's another thing giving you a way that I'm going to enter on this move, enter on the momentum. Okay, so here's a very clean setup, or a cleaner chart without the crazy. All you need is now the buddy indicator. Click on the little settings, and I do have other trade strategies that runs in there that you can use. My mouth's getting dry. Let me just take a sip of water. And but all you want to do is you just want to hide that for now. This is just the basic entry level trade with momentum. You know, we learned this, trade in harmony with the trend. Okay, we always want to trade in harmony with the trend. So override the bar colors to display the trend. Simple. So now you use that and you use your 3-candle rule, which means long position. It's at the end of that candle. This is going to get locked in as blue. The lowest point, 3 candles back, that would be that. That would be your invalidation. And then you stay in the move. Now, you use the trend-based, the FIB speed resistance fan tool. And you take it from the low to the high. And it will break that, obviously, the first time round. You call this, from an Elliott point of view, your first wave. 1. Then the low would be your 2. Then there will be a 3, 4, and a 5 somewhere there in the distant future. And as soon as this thing makes a higher high, you'll have a trend, and you'll have a line that the price needs to stay above. And as long as it stays above that line, you're good. Fall below that line, you get out. Now, I don't have a crystal ball. I cannot tell you how much we're going to make on this trade. I cannot tell you how high it's going to go or whether it's going to fall right now. That's the risk of taking a trade, the odds. I mean, we have to play the odds. But as long as this is there, the odds for more higher highs is bigger than trying to short the sucker. The time for that will come once the daily gives me a reason to be bearish. Okay, so that's the Bitcoin analysis. Very simple, but still very effective. You sometimes have to keep things simple, otherwise you fall into analysis paralysis. So now that that's done, and we've kind of worked through Bitcoin, we know what we want to do. If you want to scalp, you can switch this now and say, okay, right, there's my 4-hour time frame. And I know I want to be bullish. Go to the 10-minute or the 8-minute time frame. And then wait for the candles to turn blue again. So let me just span to where we are right now. Come on, there you go. Wait for the candle to turn blue. Same thing. 3-candle rule. That would be your entry at that candle close. Boom. And that's the amount of gains you would have had for by the buddy so far, trading in with the momentum. Now it's all nice again. Do you have time to stare at the screen 24/7? No, you don't. The buddy has a built-in alert system. So you can basically right-click on it, say add an alert to Bitcoin, because it's obviously Bitcoin's price. It's going to load a little tab like this. And then you're going to say, I want to look at the buddy. And when the buddy says the momentum is bullish, trade long momentum. And every time we turn from orange candles back to blue candles, it will give you an alert. It's as simple as that. Right, it's as simple as that. So now you can get in on the moves. So as long as this is blue, you want to wait for orange to turn back to blue, then you enter to try and trade the move. And again, you can use that same trick that I've just shared. There, an alert just went off on something. You can use the same trick. You can go with your speed fan. This would be your first wave. Or you can take it even back and say, well, that's my first wave. Regardless, as soon as we make a higher high, each higher candle draws the line on where the trend is. So now that's the highest candle for now. So you're still allowed to stay in this move and dream big until we fall below that momentum. And if we chop around here and we go on and we make a new higher high, say there, all that you do is you move that thing over to that line, and you can see once we go sideways, it changes the dynamic. And if we keep going, in this instance, what looks like a parabolic move, it will keep on going higher, narrowing the range for you so you can get out at a really good point. It's as simple as that, guys, and you get access to that by just going to the prime or taking part in the prime promotion, or alternatively subscribing. Okay, so now I've given you that. I've given you a trade. Now let me give you a trade setup. If you don't trust the indicator, which why would you, the end of the day, the way that I'll look at this, if I don't have, my mentality before I created the indicator was as simple as that. The rule is the candle that makes the higher high, when you're in a small, tight, narrowing consolidation range, 50% of that body normally is the buy, which means that is a strat 3 trade. Now, in the Discord, in today's market tactics report, this week's report, let me just click there. In the market tactics report, basically the game plan or the strategy for Bitcoin, let me just get to Bitcoin, was trade strat 2 or strat 3 setups will work well where we are right now. Okay, so for those guys, strat 3 and strat 2 setups, let's apply them. Take the fib. Remember, I've got these all saved up. Strat 2 fib, and I'll make just another fib there, and I'll apply, put a strat 3 fib in there. So the rule with the strat 3 fib is the candle that makes the higher high, put the fib on that candle. That's the buy. So if we have a quick flash shakeout and we go into this area here between 91.7, 91, that is considered a buy the dip moment. Shakeouts like these, and oftentimes, have crazy little wicks like this. Okay. That would be the buy. Now, let's quickly have a look at those price targets, 91.8 and 91, and we go back to the point and figure chart just to see whether that is still going to be in keeping with the trend. So the way that I will do that is very simple. I'm just going to use a vertical line so I can just follow the line. And that needs to be 90 above 91, and it is. So any pullback within this area can still be considered okay. Now, I just said I don't want to see any pullbacks in there. I'm with you. But if it does, it's a blessing. It's going to give you that opportunity to get in on the move with a very tight invalidation if it does work. Okay, there you have it. Okay, so that's the first part of what I want to talk to you guys. So about 20 minutes in, you guys know where we are with Bitcoin. Cannot go under 15 minutes. When you trade, you have to be below that time frame, my friend. Otherwise, your invalidations are too big, especially for the setups I use. I have to trade my system. And for that, you have to go into smaller time frames. Okay, now, looking at Ethereum, the recap was that not much has changed from last week. We're still trying to hold for 38,080, sorry. Whoa, what? 3,880. Thank you. Third time's the charm. let's just go to bed. I mean, let's just get it nice and let's amp it up a bit, maybe. There we go. Okay, let's amp it up. Okay, so that's the idea. We want to try and get there, and the reason for that is when we look at Ethereum on the weekly time frame. Maybe Peter, we can just remove my face. There we go. Look at this. We're in that swing buy zone with the argument is that if Ethereum wants to break it, if we get the alts, the idea is that this is where we want to be bullish. We want to try and see if it goes up there, best case scenario, or if it doesn't want to be if it wants to be bearish longer term, we will reject the 3,800. So that's the play there. Okay, so the 4-hour time frame, same thing as the buddy. If we hold above these levels, this was resistance support, very tight range. We were very tight today. The argument is that we could potentially then push up to higher levels. So if we go to Ethereum right now on the 4-hour time frame, quickly load 1, 2, 3. I'm struggling with some internet speed issues, guys, so please bear with me. Okay, tight range. It held support nicely, flew through resistance, and moving into the imbalance that we pointed out in the report this morning. Okay, so wait for the pump, and we'll move into the sell zone before we short. Okay, the 4-hour resistance is sitting. Oh, no, I'm at the wrong one there. Sorry, guys. 4 hours tightly wind as resistance, and this is as support. So yeah, that's it. So that's what we want to try and do and try and get towards. Okay, now Zcash being an interesting one, I want to quickly talk to you guys about Zcash. Come on, load. There we go. Okay, so Zcash is loaded. This is the sell zone for me for Zcash. I want to try and get it in there because what we have is hidden bearish divergence, and the statistical probabilities is that it's going to be in that range. Now, Zcash has seen insane amount of moves, and before we can have parabolic moves like this again, we need to have this whole emotional market cycle play out. This is crypto EMC, emotional market cycle. And the reason for that is because regardless of what we think and feel, this always plays out, the emotional cycle. So we're within this range. Those guys are anxious. Maybe the time for complacency is long after. We need to see, we want to try and short that because we need anger and depression. We need them to start hating on guys like Arthur Hayes that called 10K and which I haven't done just yet. And once that plays out, this thing will be full circle. So I want to try and wait for that and short that on the way back down. The nice thing about being trader is you might miss out on the long. If so, you can always get the short. It's as simple as that. Okay, so there you have a really good analysis. Now, to get to the big question or the headline of the video, Bitcoin, can't trust this thump. The main reason I use that is maybe a little bit of clickbait. I have to, say that and say sorry if that's the case. But I have to be a little bit clickbaity because what will probably happen right now is that we are not trusting the pump because Bitcoin hasn't been performed. The market sentiment's low, people's activity is low, but it's because we can't trust the pump. That is what makes me believe that we're going to move into this area here, guys. Okay. And it's not that far away from that. So because people aren't trusting the pump, it's your job to trust the pump. Let the pump run. It can only do one or two things. Go to that area or fail end of the day. And because we have good tight invalidations, it's okay if it fails. So use the buddy indicator. What will happen this thing if we start pulling back into the buy zones? This will turn orange again. When it turns blue, you enter and you take it to the next move. Okay, simple as that. Big move, turns blue, turns orange, wait. When it turns blue again, you enter. Now, there's sometimes going to be moments when it does this. Turns orange, then you get out. It didn't move. That one wasn't ready. Did it there? Wasn't ready. Wasn't ready, and then when it was ready, it's the one that moves. So you're going to have to sometimes, especially if we range bound, which we're correcting right now. You're going to have to be patient because when it's sideways like this, it is what it is. There's no strategy that's going to be a silver bullet. That's always going to know the exact right thing. But do you mind being chopped and messed around and getting in on the big move when it happens, I don't think that's a bad compromise as opposed to the alternative. There you have it, guys. So thanks for taking time. I've tried to update you guys as much as I can possibly with the information we have at hand. Tomorrow is a big news day. And if this gives us a nice retrace, I would be looking to take profit on tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I will be doing my regular YouTube at around 10, I would imagine. So if everything is, nothing happens. And then I'll see you guys then. So thanks so much for taking time. Make sure to go check it out in the Discord. You know where everything is. Links in the video description. You can join in the Discord, completely free. I give a lot of free content in there. There was an issue. Some people, for the longest time, I didn't even know that it's only me that could see the discussion. There you go. And so there you have it. If there's any comments, anything, you're more than welcome to go and join the conversation in there. And we do live trade events in the Discord as well. You don't have to have any subscription to anything for that. And then ultimately, if you want to get access to the private stuff, we work with real money. We want to make sure that is protected. You know what to do. Okay. Thanks so much, guys. Have a lovely day. I will see you tomorrow or evening if you're where I'm at. It's dark outside. And let's enjoy the fact that we're getting our relief rally. Trust the fact that it could hold. And then wait for charts like this before you think bearish thoughts. Let me just bring up the daily chart as just like a good send-off for everything. Before you think bearish thoughts. Charts like this, like the daily, first needs to move into critical areas for us to be bears again. When we're there, I'm going to be bearish. I'm telling you now, I'm bullish until we get there. When we're there, the message is going to be bearish again. Okay. Now, one last thing before I sign off. I was already ready to say goodbye, but I said we're going to look at a few coins like Camino Finance. It is Tuesday afternoon. Yes, Peter, what did I say? Sorry, I've got a separate chat with Peter, and he throws comments and stuff in there, and sometimes I read it when did I say it's Friday? You can see I'm tired, guys. You see I'm very tired at the moment, okay? It's life of a trader. There's not a lot of sleep, okay? So, bear with me, okay? At least I hope what I'm saying is in relation the exact same thing to what I see when I look at the charts. That's maybe something you need to watch the recording. Okay, so I said I was going to look at a few coins. Okay, the one that I was pointing out yesterday was Zen. Zen's up 15% today. Come on, load. And the reason I was looking at it is exactly this. You had this insane momentum. We had a lot of pressure. And oops, it's now popped out. Okay. Yes, olive oil did get a spinach pump. Like that, I think. So we've had this. So this is really good. But the move is now that we want to try and reclaim these levels before we can be long-term bullish. So when you're in this area, this is the pump that gives you the relief rally message for now. So if you're in this move, great. If you're not, that's okay. This is going to be the sell area. If we reclaim and we make that higher high, then we can move and start thinking up really nice. So keep an eye horizon. Big things coming there. It's now done this. It's now going to do this, probably chop around a little bit, and then start moving up. And I want to try and get in on some of these moves because these range-bound moves, traders, 30% up and down, 30% up and down, you can make a hell of a lot of money. If we reclaim that, we'll probably do a real quick pump and then a hard dump. Let's not try and move this too far into the future. Okay. Another one that I'm looking at that I think you guys need to take note of. Cake hasn't done this just yet. It's not given us this big move just yet. Fast sideways. So this would potentially be where Horizon or Zen is now. Okay. Then there will be a range time. And then as soon as we reclaim this support area here, at $2.38, big things are going to happen for Cake. So be patient. Have a look at that. You need to take some risk there. Okay. another one that I like very much. A meme coin, Pengu. I was looking at Pengu as well, and it's up 12%. So we discussed this yesterday in the Wolf Trade Group, guys. So make sure to go onto Twitter, and when we do go live, I've missed today's chat with Wolf Crypto, where we were looking at that. So you can go check the recording in there and so forth. All right. And yeah, follow me on Twitter as well. I do talks on many other podcasts as well. There's always some alpha being dropped there and received from other guys. Okay. So Pengu is another one. And then I don't know what you want to call it. My meme coin master, Dr. Crypto Alpha, saying fart coin. So have a look at Fartcoin. It's still holding this 40 cents resistance zone. Reclaim that area. It's going to probably go to 60 really quick. So keep an eye on Fartcoin there. And Turbo, he's saying Turbo as well, looking at his stuff. Now, the guy has normally been, well, I haven't seen him get it wrong. So Turbo, there's a nice little imbalance where price can move into, and Fartcoin. So those are the two alts that you need to look. Three alts, Pepe, Fart, and Turbo. So I'll mark them as orange on my list, so I can keep an eye on them, and I think you guys should too. Okay, so that's everything that I wanted to share. Thanks so much, guys. Half an hour of your time. Have a lovely evening. See you tomorrow. Cheers, everybody.